Welcome back. We're here again. We missed everyone Thursday. Joseph Levy, how you doing?
Hi, Ben. Doing good, man. Happy to be back. Yeah, missed everybody yesterday, and another great day looking like.
All right, great. And you can let people know about this stream. Let me just change this banner at storytrading.com/YouTube, which is right over there. Let people know about that. So yesterday we missed you. We got to start there because there's been a couple really good picks yesterday morning, which caused us to really outperform the market yesterday. And they're continuing today. And then we'll catch up with what's going on today. So Talk, we gave this to our VIP members at $1.50 yesterday morning on an earnings beat. We went through the whole thing, the fundamental sentiment catalyst and price target of 195. It reached 183, I believe, at the high yesterday, or 182, 181 high today. So we did scale out a little bit so far. So that's one, and one of these rapid re-rating stocks based on a catalyst that really worked out for us yesterday and here again today.
I actually see 181 yesterday and 181 today, so that might
So
be
double
something we
top.
need to break. Yeah.
It also kind of looks like a cup and handle breakout that it wants to do. But, these levels that we've been talking about really match the technicals, really kind of match the fundamentals and how much I think the company should be worth after this earnings release. So it might take a little bit of time to get there. But, you can always sell on the way up because the risk return gets worse as the stock rises. So that was nice having a big win yesterday that helped us outperform the market. That was talk. Then we got Overstock, which has been a swing for a while. We've been waiting for the catalyst, but we had a 35 to 43 target. Man, we gave a lot of back. In the morning, we were crushing. We were crushing markets. 31 to 39 on earnings. It was a good report. And also, more importantly, the timing of the Bed Bath & Beyond rebranding is right on schedule. Next week is what it sounds like. So we're going to get another big press release, another big material event when all the websites and all the branding and the apps and everything forward from Overstock and are rebranded to Bed Bath & Beyond. That's not only fundamentally material, it's a big sentiment booster. And it might even bring those BBBYQ apes that are still trading BBBYQ. Maybe they'll start trading Overstock. Now, the ticker symbol is still going to be OSTK and Overstock. They didn't give us a timetable yet on when they're going to change the name of the corporate company to maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. I assume there's some legal things there too in terms of how soon or how quickly can they use the same brand name of a company that just went bankrupt. That's probably why they weren't able to give us a timeline, or they may not be able to name it exactly Bed Bath & Beyond. They may not be able to get the ticker symbol BBBY, so that's why they didn't give us any kind of timeline on that, but it sounds like they do intend on rebranding the entire company, not just the end platforms portals to Bed Bath & Beyond. So I continue to like this. I think, listen, I've been doing a lot of homework on this. Technicals, fundamentals. Long term, there's a chance this goes makes big moves above the 50s, back towards the 60s, 70s, 80s. But certain things have to happen. Certain value needs to be unlocked. It's not only Bed Bath & Beyond, but they're a VC arm also, and they have a investment in some blockchain technology that the New York Stock Exchange is looking into adopting. And apparently that alone, people are telling me, is probably worth the market cap, $1.6 billion. So there's a lot of things that can get unlocked here. But for me, the trade is really this catalyst of this rebranding. And I'd be looking to probably exit a lot of our position on the official rebranding to Bed Bath & Beyond. Some resistance, and then 43 are the two targets.
Yeah, I continue to love Overstock, and I think even though we did give a lot back yesterday, we did also lock some in. We locked some in, and we locked some nice calls in that we were swinging, and we bought some back this morning, which was great on that dip to below 34. So we're trading around the core that we have as well, so that's nice. But yeah, I think we're going to see continued big sentiment with this, and it's going to be some big moves. And yeah, I agree. I think we should hold maybe something. If we cross 43, we should have some maybe long-term allocation for much higher than that. So we'll talk about that when the time comes.
Okay. Sounds good. Another one. This was our number 6 pick on the show, or was it 5? I forget. It was 5 or 6. Do you remember? Did it make the top 5 LAP?
I believe it was top 5 this morning. Yes,
probably the 5th one. All right. This ended up being our best performer so far, and it was number 5. So usually our number 1 or 2 pick does great, but this time it was the 5th one on the list. LAP up 12% after 2 weeks of going straight down. An analyst initiates. Was it Oppenheimer? No, HC Wainwright initiates with a $5 target, crossing the 50 DMA, making a move towards the 20. So we've had a long-term core in this, and we've been punished for it the last couple of weeks. So we took this opportunity to try to claw back some of those gains by going overweight on this catalyst. So that helped. Going overweight on this catalyst. I think you got in right to the pre-market show as well, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Right at 9 a.m., we added some at 142. We were looking to see how it would interact with that 50 DMA, and it broke it. So we actually added more on the 50 DMA break. It looks like an obvious target here to at least the 20 DMA, which is another 6 cents higher. You can see the RSI very low, long downtrend. Now in between these key moving averages, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a given in my book that we're going to test 155, 156, and then we have to see. There's even a possibility because of this long downturn, even a possibility it breaks 156 and makes a move towards 175 to 183. I think that may be possible, maybe in anticipation or excitement of the earnings report, which is going to be an important earnings report, by the way. This is coming up August 15th. That earnings report could be the difference, could really determine the direction of the stock in the near term in a big way. All right. So we're not going to get into all the details now. If you want to learn more about that, you can become a VIP at storytrading.com/app. And we'll be talking more about that as the earnings report approaches.
Yeah, also it was easier to add this in pre-market today because initially we were adding this in the low 130s, like I don't know, maybe a month ago now or whatever it was. And we've been part of that big swing upwards to the highs, and now it's pulled back, like you said, over the past 2 weeks. But it's easier to add when you have a position with a lower entrance. So yeah.
All right. Next one, Palantir was our number one pick for the day. So Palantir was this already has been a long-term kind of core stock that we liked. It's been riding up to 20 DMA, so we have the technicals in our favor. It's got good fundamentals. It's got all the AI buzz on the sentiment side. Then this morning we got a catalyst, Dan Ives of Wedbush, giving us a $25 price target and really throwing on praise on top of this company, focusing on the AI a lot. It's the Messi of AI fortress. What do you say? He said, like, oh man, he even more stuff. Okay, here we go. Okay, here, this is it. Golden, she's the analyst called
Messi of AI.
Yeah, Palantir secret sauce. Man, there's a phrase here that was really bullish, and now I can't find it. But anyway, he was going on and on. This is like the best AI stock to find. All right, $25 price target on the initiation note. That all right, here's a catalyst. We always had a target of like 19 to low 20s. So this morning we added more. Now it hasn't quite worked out, unless I don't know. Did it work out for you? Were you buying the dips, or if you bought pre-market at 9 a.m., you're up slightly?
Yeah, it worked for us. We did buy some. I mean, I added in pre-market in the low 17s, but I also added on the dip. The lowest I got was 1680. That's what I added at on the dip. So that's good.
Nice.
And we also bought some calls, and I averaged down those calls. So those, I think they're green now. Just about green.
Okay.
And yeah, still looking good. And I have to say, it did hit 19. Like our target was 19, and we had a big position we were swinging, and we got all out at 19, but for the shares in the long term. So it was again another one that was easy to come back in because we had some nice success with it, riding it from the 13s to 19. So yeah, I think now we can see a break of that 19 and go beyond.
All right, that sounds good. Now, one that we got really wrong so far. I mean, I guess you could say it's wrong, but maybe it'll end up being a longer term position because we love the fundamentals on this. We did our homework. So GRIL rebranded to SDOT yesterday. People probably thought, man, what's going on? This is starting to look a little more significant. Let me just make sure there's not news because there's volume on this drop over here. As far as we know from the research we did, they don't need to do an offering or anything like that. Profitable company. So this trade's not working out right now. Let me just share my screen over here because I can't show this chart on my phone because TD Ameritrade has trouble with ticker symbol changes. So if you look at this, you can see there's wide kind of range that it chops in. So it may just be part of this chop over here. Let's just add volume and RSI. So this one we got wrong so far because I thought new beginnings, rebranding, ringing the bell over here that we were going to get a move up, especially on fundamentals and Catalyst recently released just several days ago on their revenue, on their profit. I mean, based on the fundamental calculation, we went through this with Chris Tuttle of SPACVest and IPO Candy. He's looking at like a $5 fair value on this. So not a little bit, but a lot disappointed. This did not run on the catalyst of that we had this week. So I'm not sure what we're going to do on this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of this drop. Like, what is the thinking here? Could it be sell the news? It's a sell the news thing. Maybe that's...
It could be sell. There could be a lot of people are thinking the same thing we were. And they were looking for a big pop on the rebranding, and they didn't get it, and they're just bailing. me just add the 200 moving average here. So look, this is going to happen. We're not going to be right on every pick, and you got to manage your risk. However, you do that. There's lots of different ways to manage risk. I think one of the best ways to do that is allocation size. There's also stop losses and things like that you can look into. But just looking at this, man, and I don't know. I feel like if we take a loss now, it might end up being the low.
Time.
Because look at this range that it just chops in.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's pretty crazy.
You know, like it's tough to sell right here.
What's that yellow line? That's the 200?
That's a 200. So I usually don't use yellow here.
Sorry.
Sorry. All right.
That's all right.
So anyway, that's been a failed trade, and we got to own up to it. Well, that's how it works. You know, you're not going to be right 100% of the time in this game.
Yeah.
Pounds here, by the way, I just want to point out it's looking really good. And let me go back to my phone because I do like my phone charts better. Let's head over here. So pounds here, key level, and we just went through this with our VIPs. Really 1760. Okay, if this thing, wow, this chart's looking superb. We picked up some calls, didn't we, this morning? You said, yeah.
Did. Yes.
That's going to be fun if this works out. So if this breaks 1760, then boom, we could be off to the races Monday, Tuesday next week and be heading acutely towards a retest of that 19 level. So watching pounds here closely for a break of 1760 and a close above 1760, that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, a couple others, which, well, PSQH actually has, let me switch again to my desktop view over here. So PSQH, we're still really liking this. We gave this to you at like 12.50. So, and it ran to like 15 yesterday when we weren't with you. You can see this big spike over here. So gave it to you like right before that spike. So we got that one spike, and I'm looking for a big move. I'm looking for a big move because we have a big catalyst next week, and because the sentiment is really strong. The float is really low, the effective float. The supply, you can tell by the way it trades, there's not much supply out there. There's a lot of demand because of the sentiment. And next week, we got a catalyst. The catalyst is Tucker Carlson. They're going to be an advertisement on the Tucker Carlson show on Twitter that he does at night. I don't know the exact date. It's going to be in August. It's going to start in August. I guess there's going to be multiple commercials over the month. The first one coming maybe as early as next week. And I think that's going to be a catalyst that can give you one more big spike on the stock. And the target range will be 15 to 19. We actually kind of got that at 15 the other day. And, you know, maybe we should have decreased it, but we're in at like 12, 13, 12 and a half average, something like that. And we're looking for a move to 15 to 19 on this Tucker Carlson catalyst coming next week. And I do believe that this is about that. I think other participants in the market are trying to get ahead of that news as well, anticipating a big spike coming up. That's on PSQH.
Yeah. I think it's important to just manage your risk and with allocation size and that.
Yeah, it's a riskier stock. Thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah.
All right. Another one that didn't work out. So we haven't had a lot of these. If you've been following our show and our daily updates, we've been like probably like an 80%, 90% accuracy rate, but we've had two in the last 2 days that didn't work out. That was SDOT, which we just told you about. And the second one, DAIO, on what I thought was really good earnings. I thought the stock would go in the 550 area. You know, maybe this is just kind of a reminder or a lesson to stay. It's much harder to predict. $40 million market cap, 10 million cash, no debt. EV to EBITDA, ratio of PE of like 8.5. So a growing sector, sexy sector, EV, autos, like things like that. I really would have thought this thing would go into the 550s, but microcaps always have issues. So unfortunately, this one hasn't worked out for us from our call this morning. So we'll have to see what we do with that one. Again, I'm not inclined to like just suddenly quickly cut our losses here at $4.50 because it was a good report. Fundamentals are good. It may take some time, whether it's hours or a day or two, and then maybe we'll exit at a better price. We'll have to figure that out on DAIO.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I like about trading stocks, that I believe in the fundamentals. So that's why I don't get shaken out at the lows. I'll know it'll pop back up. So, but we'll see. We'll see what we do with that. All right. Other than that, SMCI and NVIDIA, like our perpetual top picks, which are always here the last couple of weeks, doing really well, breaking out, looking beautiful. We have nice big fat positions in both of these. And what can you say? Heading to closer to 500 on NVIDIA, heading to the high 300s on SMCI. It's just a matter of the path it takes to get there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Looks great.
Let me just check. I see some comments on YouTube. Palantir. Okay, we covered Palantir. I don't know what hand pink waving is, but thank you for that pink hand waving. Oh, maybe that shows on YouTube. Here it just says on our back end that hand pink waving. Okay. All right. Well, if you have any questions, I see a bunch of people on Rumble as well, so you can put that in the comments there. YouTube as well. We'll take your questions if we have time here. Let's see. Talk pulling back a little bit here. Is the market pulling back? I see a couple things pulling back hard suddenly.
RK is, let me actually see. RK is no, RK is very stable. QQQ maybe, no, not really. Slightly maybe.
All right.
No.
Speaking of RK, we had our call on the FOMC meeting Wednesday, and that was bullish RK. And we picked up some call options on that, and that's been doing well. Picked up common shares. Yep. So we're bullish RK. We're bullish risk. So that's just a really good tailwind for what we do at Story Trading, picking our stocks and anticipating moves based on catalysts, sentiment, fundamentals, really anticipating the technical breakouts, which is very, very fruitful when it works, but sometimes it doesn't work. So, all right. What else you got on your mind, Joseph?
Not sure. I'm thinking maybe to mention that we've had some recent talk about the next 2-3 months being like bad months, and then we chatted about that. But I don't think that's really affecting us. I think,
I don't think
like you said, it's kind of fluffy talk from people to talk about something. But I think the markets are looking great, man. I really do. And I did hear about this banking regulation that I was personally a bit worried about. You weren't really, and I think you were right because it didn't really affect markets. But apparently, the reserve the banks have to have went up to 19%, I think from like 12 or 13%. So that's like something to keep in mind for banks. But overall, man, yeah, I think we're getting better with our groove of trading, and the morning picks are just where it's all at. And yeah, that appreciation that we won't always be right, like today we're seeing with some. But overall,
yeah, I mean, we've been doing this show for 2 weeks since we started the YouTube afternoon free show for everyone. And it feels like it's the first time where we have to take accountability for a couple things that didn't work out in SDOT and DAIO. Like, we haven't really had much of this.
Yeah, I agree.
So, all right, let's see. That's about it. I don't have anything else unless there's any questions. How many are there? Some folks on Twitter have questions or anything like that you see there?
I just not really. No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, not that big questions. Yeah.
All right. Well, I see a larger audience today. That's great. So we're going to be doing this every day, 1 p.m. So spread the word. And if you want to get the early scoop every single morning, talk. I mean, we gave people talk in our app. It was $1.50, $1.50 in 2 days. You see what that did. All right. So you get big advantages by being part of our community. StoryTrading.com/app. You can go and get a free trial for 1 week. If you download the app, you activate it in there, you get a free 1 week trial, and it's just $29.99 a month after that. Very affordable compared to a lot of the other services. And I think what we offer is, in my opinion, much, much, much more compelling because we're actually explaining the price action to you, right?
Yeah, I would suggest, guys, catch this $30 deal whilst you can, because I think Ben's going to be upping that soon.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback. People saying it's too cheap. What you provide is super, super valuable. So in any case, but for now, you can catch it for $30 a month plus a 1 week free trial. And that's it. Listen, I'm going to leave you with a video about what Story Trading is about, so you can get a better sense of how we do it. And then we'll see you Monday, 9 a.m. if you're a VIP. Otherwise, we'll see you at 1 p.m. You can get the late information at 1 p.m. if you're not a VIP. We'll see you guys soon.
Okay. Thanks, guys. See you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. StoryTrading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.